Okay. So now I'm going to take you through more of exponential equations. Let's see. It looks like the image is still saving. Okay, it looks like we are set. Trust me when I say this is just a continuation of what you already know. Chances are high that I might work out all of this in just less than 15 minutes. So let's see, not solving, let me just say solve for x, whereby the first one, let's maybe start with this type where you have 3 to the exponent of 2x, which is equals to 9. So remember, the letter is in the position of the exponent. For that reason, you might need to rewrite that 9 so that it matches that base, which means you've got 3 to the exponent of 2x, which is equals to, obviously, this is 3 squared. Now that the bases are the same, they disappear, and then you have that being equals to that, then you detach that 2, it cancels, and then you've got your x, which is equals to 1 for that problem. Okay, then it's fine. Let's look at this one. You will just need to remember that just hold on. I'm trying to verify something. I'm just quickly verifying something. I just want to make sure that all these that I'm covering will be related to this many questions that I'm having for you. Okay, then it's fine. Maybe just to add on to this one, and then from there I'll go into other types of problems. So this is just a quick revision of what I might have taken you through, where obviously you know that, okay, that it is the same as anything to the exponent of 0. And so that means that can be written as that, where the bases disappear, you take 4 to the other side, it becomes that positive 4. Okay, so this is just a recap of what we looked into on our previous lesson. So now I would like for you to be aware of this type of problems, where from the list I will take problem number, we'll take problem number, which one? Maybe 13, yes, okay. Where in the brackets you are having 1 over 3, which is to the exponent of x, and this being equated to 9. Most importantly, the moment something is 1 over, just always be aware that you have an invisible 1 there. So you can just rewrite it as 3 to the exponent of negative 1. You just want to change it from being 1 over something to just being a base to the exponent of something. Just so that this 9, you know you will rewrite it as 3 squared. And then the law says you multiply the exponents, and that's why you end up having 3 to the exponent. That times that, it gives you negative x, which is equals to 3 to the 2. Base is now the same, they fall away. What happens to the exponents? You equate those. But remember, you have invisible 1 there. That's why you will divide both sides by that invisible 1, so that that cancels with that, and you've got your x, which is that divided by that, definitely it is negative 2, and that should be the end of it. It really doesn't matter, even if you have, let's say, 1 over 7, then we close that, we can equate this to 1. What you know is that you don't want it as 1 over something, but you would rather rewrite it as that. Most importantly, we said anything to the exponent of 0 is 1. That is why that one we rewrite it as 7 to the exponent of that. Okay, and then now you have that multiplying that, then it gives you a that, which will be equated to that. And obviously, you have invisible 1 there, where that invisible 1 will divide both sides, so that that cancels. And then if you punch that on your calculator, it will definitely give you 0. So the most important part is for you to end up with the letter on the left, number on the right. Obviously, the letter being solved is X. Okay, I've got another interesting problem. Let me think. Okay, it's fine. We'll just say 3. Let's say you have 3 to the exponent of 1 over 3 to the exponent of that, which is equated to 81. Okay, when you have this type, can you see there is now that coefficient which is being attached there? Somehow they've squeezed it in. Why not remove it first? Let's just remove it. And the only way to remove it is dividing by exactly that. You see now, that's how you remove it. Let's see, what will be 81 that you divided by 3? It's equals to 27. But most importantly, this one you want to rewrite it as that, which means you are having now 27 there. That multiplying that, you end up having 3 to the exponent of 1, which is equals this one. Is it 3 to the 3? I think it's 3 to the 3. Yes, 3 to the 3. So now you are having that, which is equal to that. The bases, they disappear because they are the same. And then what you do, those cancels. Got your X, which is that into that, it becomes negative 3. And that is the end of it. I hope that part makes sense. And I'm pretty much sure that whichever problem comes your way, you will not panic. Can just check if I've got any other problem that I can give to you, just so that you get ready for the problems that you will be facing. Maybe let me do this last one. And say we have 3 into, again, let's make it 1 over 3 and say this is to the exponent of X, where we minus 1, and we can just equate it to 1 over 3. Yes. And this is now the problem that you are having. It does look a bit complicated, but worry not. What you know is that you firstly want to remove this, and the only way to remove it is to divide by this same thing. So when you have a fraction, rather put inside the brackets, or it's always best to use that divided by. I'll explain now. That removes with that. Obviously, this one you rewrite it as that, and then you still have your negative that and that. So what I meant was, if you already have a fraction, rather do it this way where you say divided by 3. And then now, be careful. This one multiplies that, it also multiplies that. So it's like you're having that negative 1 that has to multiply the whole of this thing. So that is all, do that by that, that by that. Be careful of that. That's where you get it wrong. So now you've got that, and then definitely there will be that negative 1, which will be multiplying that. Rather do it this way to avoid making mistakes. So now, obviously, it's like you have 1 over 3 multiplied by 1 over 3, you know, from primary most. And then now you have 3, that by that, that by that, you end up having negative X, that you plus it by 1, which is equals to 1 over 3 times 3 is 9. Now you are back to another fraction, which you will need to work out. Obviously, it's 1 over 3 squared. Let me not take shortcuts there. And then now, what else do you have? You therefore have 3 to the exponent of negative X, that you plus it by 1, which is equals to, then becomes 3 to the exponent of negative 2. So if you have 1 over something, you therefore rewrite it as that base to the exponent of negative whatever that you are having here. We have an exponent of 2. And then bases are now the same. And then it means what you can do now, it is to do that. So now let's see, okay? We have negative X. So you take these to the other side. You have negative 2 where you minus 1. You have negative X, which is that and that, it gives you negative 3. You have invisible 1 there, remember. And then you will therefore divide by that so that that cancels with that. And you've got your X, which is equals 2. that into that, it's equals to 3. And that should be the end of it. So I hope what I've done there makes sense, and I hope you are ready for the coming test. Okay, I think it's fine. I will leave it here and say until we meet again.